Okay, folks, right here at Alcourt headquarters, digging through the parts bin looking for some stuff. Had a gentleman need a latch plate for the old style rudder system. This goes on the keel of the boat with the little carriage bolt that goes through. His went missing, so we've got several. So we're going to get this packed up and on the way out to Colorado. And we noticed the other day our 1982 boat, the bow handle was starting to flake apart and was cracked, and it's just made out of pot metal. It's chromed on it on the top, so we found one of those. We're going to replace that and start working on get our parts wall reestablished. We've got had it set up in Florida, and now we're going to get it set up here in Virginia. But we try to keep things, we come across them off old boats or good deals, we'll grab it. But here's the quick look at the rudder wall. You can see the evolution of the rudders through the years. Got the old style, very first style little elephant ear they call it, with the little small vertical latch plate that fit on the wooden Sunfish, and it fits on all of the Sailfish. I'm talking about this little piece right here, about 3 inches long. Then they bumped up to a little bit longer spoon tip blade, and this is still for a Sailfish 1960s type model. And then eventually the rudder blades are bigger, and for the fiberglass Sunfish has a longer vertical latch plate. It's close to 7 inches. So that's what you're looking for. If you're looking at a part on eBay, you got to make sure you get that right correct vertical latch plate, or you end up not fitting on your boat. This is a fiberglass Sunfish. That's the one you need. All the other wooden boats and the Sailfish and Sunfish and the fiberglass Sailfish, you need the shorter one, little 3-inch. And then this one's kind of a one-off. It was made 1970, 71-ish. They reinforced for fiberglass Sunfish with the taller vertical hinge, 7-inch, and then it's got this reinforced rudder head here. And then next thing they did was switch over to the spring-fed rudder with the aluminum rudder cheek and the springs, the pop-up rudder, as most people know it. Got a couple of old dagger boards. Let's see, that one's the shadow board. Front edge of it's shaved off a little. The board we made, here's a, it's either Sailfish or wooden Sunfish. Something hiding in there. And then we have no idea what this goes to. Be some Grumman, but we're not sure. It just came with something else we got. But and some tiller handles of varying lengths, varying tiller extensions. The Sailfish series was a little bit smaller. And here's what we got down here. Speaking of Sailfish, it's the early 1950s Alcourt Sailfish. We named Winnie. It's a little 11-foot, 7-inch. You can round up to 12 feet if you want, but you can tell I'm looking at pictures. It's only got the 2 handholds, and the larger Sailfish has the 3 and 13 feet 7 inches, same as Sunfish. So we're slowly putting parts up here. I try to basically keep them arranged from bow coming back to stern, but at one point you just kind of put them where you can put them. We've got a lot of these old style rudder pieces of bronze. And one thing you want, if you are looking for pieces, fiberglass, this horizontal hinge plate that went on the deck, it does not have little ears for screws because the boat was fiberglass. But on this one for the wooden boats, it does have the little ears for screws. So once again, if you're looking, might be some differences. These little boom blocks are fun For the wooden spar, for the wooden booms, they have the little screws on them, screw right into the boom. Got a few of the pins for the old style rudder system, and those are hard to come by and cost a few pesos when you do come across them. The old higher blocks, which are now replaced with the one just a plastic fair lead. And then this on the old first mast, they had first aluminum mast, had a little eye bolt went through with the block at the top instead of these little plastic caps you have nowadays. Here's a nice little part locator sent to us by Herb Baker, I think on eBay. I think he goes by Sunfish 1. Great source for parts. And just kind of scroll through it here, and you can pause and take a look at what you're looking for. It helps to know what the thing is called that you're looking for, so you can put in your search terms and then maybe put in the term of whatever you thought it was called, or whatever we thought it was called. Maybe it comes up that way. But some things like, is it called a combing or a splash guard, or is it called a bridle or a traveler? Is it called a boom or a spar? So well, here they're saying, calling this boom, upper boom and lower boom on this one. So especially when you get into your rudder bits, you got a cheek, a spring, tension spring, pivot, bolts, washers, etc. And you do see this little plastic washer that's supposed to be in between the rudder cheek and the rudder, and the same thing on your tiller. That'll make things stay secure, but they'll pivot smoothly. So I don't think I have any of those washers out, but Sailcraft RI for Rhode Island on the Sunfish forum, I know has some. So if you're looking for them, but here's the rudder cheek for the new style rudders, and like I say, they're supposed to be little plastic washers or bushings, whatever you want to call them. They go in there, especially on the aluminum one, because the aluminum's or cheeks can get a little bit of corrosion, like you see here, and they might get a little gritty. So it helps to have that little smooth sliding going. Go around, show you the rest of the little Alcourt collection hiding in here. The wooden boats we keep in here. Here's the 1953 Sunfish, named Zip, one of number 13 of the first 20 prototypes made. Here's our little super sailfish. This is actually a Sailfish 14 Deluxe, or Sailfish, yeah, Sailfish 14 Deluxe, 14 footer. And the deluxe model had a tiny little splash guard on it and a fancy bow handle, and there are a few other features. This rub rail and tow rail added. We're not for sure that Alcourt did that or it got added later, but it's very helpful to have this little rub rail like they have here. They have here, and the tow rail on here gives you things to put your heel on, and something to grab onto when you're trying to get back onto the boat or hold it, lift it around. So that's a quick tour in here. We got some more. These rudders go with these boats. Actually, they're not the originals. Every boat's basically been upgraded at least one generation, so that this 1953 boat that would have a 31-inch dagger board, well, now it's got the 39-inch Magic Finger Barrington board, and she sails a lot better because of that, and a 1960 style rudder blade sails better. Going back, the little elephant ear still works fine on the Sailfish, but we can also use the 1960s spoon blade. And the larger Sailfish runs on the Barrington board from the 1980s, and then over here the Winnie little Sailfish, still we use a 1960s spoon tip board, and she's still her little elephant ear rudder. Magic Finger, that one right there, still does a good job getting windy turned around. If you got any more wind than 5 or 10 knots, you're not really sailing anyway on that little thing. You're just getting blown around. But this boat, the little white and red boat's named Tracker. The natural finish boat's named Zip. And then our little pandemic project, a little punt, that we named Scuppers. Don't know why my voice went up on that, but it did. Scuppers. Made out of scraps we had. And then our 1959 Sorg runabout named Willow. Hope y'all are doing good. Hope this information's helpful. And if you need some parts, holler at us in the comments. Or you can send me an email at lewis.kent at my Gmail address, and we'll see if we got it and get it headed your way. That about does it.